Hey everybody, thank you for joining the show today. I am very honored to have Andre Joan, the founder of the Vision Center.
Yes, yes.
I love that name. I'm a
Thank you.
visionary, so I love that name, Andre. Good job.
Thank you.
But before we get started, before I bring you in, I annoy people by doing this probably because I have to tell the story of how I know everybody that I bring onto the show. So Andre, when I met him, was working at the Largo Rec Center. I'm very involved in Parks and Rec, have been for a long time. And I met Andre, and I'm pretty sure I scared the hell out of him. Because I said things to him like, what are you doing? Like, I just, when I meet somebody and I feel a presence or like a gift that they have that not enough people are hearing or they're reaching, I have to speak my mind. And I think Andre will say that, yes, that is what happened. I said things to him probably I shouldn't have said.
Yes, she did. You really did, Sharon.
I was just so, I just felt such a great energy from Andre. And I don't throw that word around a lot of, it's a blessing when people say to me, you have great energy. I don't say that though to many people.
Right.
But this, Andre had. Okay, so that's number one. That's how we met. Then I did my Christmas company party, and I decided I wanted to do Christmas karaoke on a whim. And I was like, and who do I want the DJ to be? Oh, I want it to be Andre Jones. And then on a whim, we get it together, and we had the greatest time.
Yes.
So with that said, welcome to the show, Andre.
Thank you, Sharon. It's so good to see you once again. So I'm honored to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Yes, I am very, very happy. I interviewed somebody this morning from Portugal, and now I am interviewing somebody from Largo. So
Wonderful.
It feels very, very good today. It feels very, very good. With all that's going on in the world and, everybody looking for, I feel like they're looking for some peace and some solace. I went on your website and I listened to your song, which I'm going to tell everybody exactly what I said to you before. Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
I went on Andre's website and I clicked his YouTube video that he did about a song called Rest in Your Presence. And I put my headset in, I was, washing some dishes, and I started to cry as I heard the song. I was like, oh my God. I was like, this is so good. And I was like, it's so weird that I don't know this song. Like, I wonder who sings this song. I'll have to ask Andre when I interview him, and he sings it. Oh my God.
Yes. Well, I appreciate it. It's definitely humbling. I know it's a song that it's a long story behind that, but it's interesting that what you experience, you write about.
Can you please tell the story? Go ahead.
Okay, so the story all in a nutshell, I make it very fast. What inspired me to write this song is actually I was in the midst of a transition in my life. I was dealing with some circumstances of my own personal issues that I was dealing with at home. Really, I was at the verge of basically just I'm just at the point of giving up. I went to God, and my honest words were, Lord, if you cannot help me, then forgive me. I'm lost. So if you can't help me, forgive me for being lost. And so I remember when this song was birthed, I was actually at the beach. Literally, I was at the beach, and I began to just cry, and tears began to fall. And I'm sitting here talking to God like I'm overwhelmed, I'm stressed, I'm ready to give up. I just don't see no hope for me continuing on. And this sounds like cliche. You hear people say that all the time, but until you experience it yourself, this is what I was going through. And then as I began to cry and then be quiet at the same time, and then he began to say, Andre, he says, you need to rest in me, rest in me, rest in me. You've been trying to do everything on your own. You can't do it by yourself. You need to depend on me. And so as I'm getting teary-eyed now, just thinking about it. But as I was saying that, the words, just rest in your presence. I mean, it just kept coming to me. And I kept repeating myself over and over again. I'm like, wow. And the tears fell. But then I kind of felt some type of way, as they say. And I kind of felt the transition happening with me. I know I was already going through it. And then after that, I put the song into lyrics, and then I put it into music. And then I said, if it impacted me, I'm sure it will impact others. So I was inspired at the point of giving up on everything.
Okay, so remember when we sat together and I said some things to you?
Right. Yes.
I feel like that's gonna happen again.
Yeah, yeah, yes. Well,
So I have chills like about that, you know, when those things happen to us, I call it, listening to the whispers. And,
right.
and when I started really, really listening, I've been listening a long time, but I really, really was listening, especially the last few years, that when I'm told something, wherever that might come from, I
Mhm.
have to do it. And that's what led me to write my book last year, about mental health. And this being, I dedicated July to talking about mental health because I believe now, you wrote that song, right? You didn't know, when did you write that song? When was
The song was written back, I believe it's 2013, I think it was.
2013.
Yeah.
I listened to it today, 2020, and that
Hmm.
hit me so hard.
Yeah.
Like, that is amazing. So
Mhm.
anybody that knows me, they know, like, I ride my bike and I go to church. Have you ever seen me on Facebook go to church, Andre?
Yeah. I have it.
Okay, well, I put on gospel music, and my gospel music can be anything. It could be
Hey,
Andre
amen to that.
Jones, right? It could be Zach Brown. It
Oh,
could
Zach
be,
Brown, yes.
yeah, it could be Lauryn Hill. It could be
Lauren Hill.
whatever I'm
Amen.
feeling. And then
Yes,
I go to church, I call it riding my bike.
that's
And
awesome.
right? But I am so moved. So I'm adding that song to the playlist because it is so good to connect, I feel like, to whatever source,
Hmm.
whatever you want to call it, right? We live in a world where people are uncomfortable talking about God or Jesus.
Right,
So
right,
I always say the source because, God knows I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable.
right,
Actually, I don't give a shit. But
right.
that,
That's right.
I know that you are absolutely right what you said. Like, we cannot do this alone.
Right.
And you were moved to write that song.
Hmm.
And you
I
were
was.
and it was beautiful and the video is great. So anyway, selfishly, like, now I'm obsessed with the song and I'm going to be talking about it. But you wrote a new song, and that's
I did.
actually why I reached out to you. Tell everybody about your new song.
Okay, so this new song I'm very excited about. The song is three words. It's go time, and
Okay.
it came from another. It was in 2017. I lost three important people in my life, which is my older sister, and then right after that, it was within 6 months. Then my grandmother, and then my father. They all passed the same year.
Mm.
It was at that year where, and that's when I kind of met you. I started talking about my vision around that time, or maybe a year after that or so. But the song "It's Go Time" was actually like a way of telling me, because I was like, Lord, I'm ready for something different. I want to try something different. I've been with the city of Largo. I served 20 years there faithfully. Love what I did. Nothing I owe. Largo owes me nothing. It's a great, great, great job, great organization. I've had so much fun working with the city of Largo. But moving on, I knew it was a call in my life. And so this song right here, "It's Go Time," was inspired by those words. It's go time, because people want to do things in life, but sometimes they often struggle with their purpose, trying to figure out what it is they want to do. Well, this song here was kind of like my motivation. And when I looked on Facebook, I remember putting those words up, "It's go time," way back in like 2018 to 2017. It was on my news feed, and I reminded myself that yes. And so it was a matter of me making a transition into going full time and doing ministry first. Number two, starting a brand new organization, which is the Vision Center. And so that song "Is Go Time" it was birthed. And this song is basically a message I'm sending out to people who are trying to fulfill whatever it is they desire. A lot of people have goals, but nothing will happen until you do.
Mm.
So I always tell people, if you want to see things happen, first you got to make a move. And so I had to step out on faith with a very small, when I say small budget. Didn't know how the money was going to come, but I know it was a call on my life. And I made the move. I made the jump. That Steve Harvey said, when you make that jump, then God will do the rest. But you just got to make the jump. A lot of people go to the diving board. They sit there trying to figure out, should I jump or not? Because if you go back, then you basically just going back into reality. So I had to make that jump. And so this song was birthed out of that. So the message is being delivered for those that are trying to be encouraged to fulfill their purpose. And I wanted to get something fresh into the sports arena, the sports platform. So you can make a jingle out of it. And I can just see myself inspiring NFL to use this song as a motivation. It's go time, and letting people just, kind of be inspired by it, working out or whatever you want to do.
Well, you are so right. I mean, I'm really just taking this like me and you having a chat here because I remember you being in that place where you wanted to make a jump, but
Right.
you know, there's always so much to consider. And what you said is something that my mentor, Cynthia from New York, has said to me for many years, is you have to step out in faith.
Right.
You know, and that's what you did. That's, you know, what I've done. That's what so many have done, but it can be so scary, especially when, you know, I mean, you have kids, right? How many kids do you have?
I have 3 beautiful daughters, Andrea, Aaliyah, Anaya.
Yeah, and they're gorgeous. And didn't one of them just graduate?
Yes, Aaliyah did, and she actually graduated with the valedictorian. She was valedictorian this year, and she's got a full-ride scholarship to Weber University to play basketball.
Oh, I just got chills up my back.
Yeah, so I'm so proud of her.
Oh, that's amazing.
And the other 2 are doing very well. Andrea is actually going to school to be a teacher, and Anaya is going to the 8th grade, but they're all maintaining their grades, even in the change of what we're dealing with now, but they're still maintaining, and I'm very proud, you know.
Well, you should be, and they have a great dad. I know that. I know that those kids over at the city of Largo, like, just would light up when they saw you coming, and it was because of that energy that you were putting out as well. You know, you are absolutely attracting what you're putting out there, and you have that. And like I said before, sometimes I just see somebody, and I'm like, I know that they're gonna think I'm nuts, but I don't care because I just have to say it. You know, when I feel like I just felt so bad, like this guy is gonna go and soar, and it takes time, right? I mean, and it's hard.
I was afraid at first. I was afraid. Fear got into me because I was like, well, if I do this, if I do it, is this gonna happen? Or if I don't do it, then I'm holding myself. That's why when we had our talk, when you came and you asked me questions, I was like, I want to do. She really understand where I'm going. I was just so afraid, but yes, you really inspired me as I was talking to you. You really gave me kind of the motivation to push. So that helped me so much. It really did.
You know, I'm going to share something too. I remember I sent you this video of E.T.
Right.
Oh my God, wasn't that great?
Oh, it was awesome. The guy's full of energy too. He makes you want to just do whatever, you know. He made it a lot easier.
Oh. He's the perfect guy for go time, right?
Yeah, yes, he is. Yes, he is.
But you know, I wanted to share that with you because I remember before I opened my business, I was at a conference in Orlando and somebody had shared that video with me and I was just like electrified from it. Because he was, and the best part was that it was so organic and nobody knew he didn't know he was being recorded. And from that video, it just blew up, you know. Right. I'm really impressed and proud because I know how hard it is to step out in faith. And I know how hard it is to leave something that is so secure that you work with the city of Largo for 20 years.
20 years serving. And I remember when I first started with the city of Largo, it was in the summer of '98. I had just graduated high school and I came on as a seasonal employee. I was just a seasonal. And Krista Pensett, she was the first person I met.
Wow.
And also along with Miss Christine. I can't think of her last name right now, but at the time her last name was Hubel. She got married, but it was Christine and Krista. Those were like some of the first people I met with the city of Largo. So 20 years ago, and then now today, we're still around, still doing what we're doing, inspiring others. You know?
But you know, you taking that leap and you going for it is such a great inspiration for so many that struggle, because I think a lot of people might see somebody coming down the line a few years into it, right? And, you know, maybe life is getting better. You know, that's why I talked about business and life with mental health in my book, because it wasn't easy in the beginning. You know, it is a struggle and you don't know if you're going to make that money or whatever it is, but you kept going. So what led you to release this song? You know, what made that happen?
Well, what led me to release it, I was just waiting on the right timing of it. And really, I was all motivated because I knew that, you know, NFL, before the pandemic happened, I already had my goals set. Like, you know, when this sports come back around, man, this is going to be the perfect song. And then everything, like as they say, all hell broke loose with all the stuff that happened with pandemic and, you know, not jobs, no work, people are quarantined. And so I was like, well, should I put it out? But here's the thing, I actually released it back in March, but I didn't make it official until just a week ago. So the song was already out, but it wasn't worldwide yet. And what's funny is that it was a delay even in releasing the song because the website who I go under, because of the pandemic, everything got slowed down. So it was funny how it came back around to this point where now everything is official. So, and then sports is coming back around. So I was worried that it wouldn't get out in time. So look at here we are now. So it's like they say, God works in mysterious ways. Now the song is like the anthem of today, and people are being inspired by it. So what I'm doing right now is I'm doing what we call a TikTok challenge. And I'm doing, yes, a TikTok challenge. I'm doing a TikTok challenge with this song. I want people to make a video of them dancing to this song, and I'm gonna push it to help get the gospel out worldwide. So I'm asking a lot of youth to do it, and it's been really awesome just seeing people make their videos, and I constantly keep posting it up and down and letting the people see what's going on. So it's great. I'm hoping the NFL or somebody will catch it.
Well, don't challenge me to do a TikTok because you know I
please do.
Oh,
please do one.
What happened?
Please do one. I would love it, and you better believe it. I'm gonna post it as soon as I get it.
That is so awesome and so incredibly inspiring. I also want you to know that, you know, what you do, even I know on social media, sometimes people are watching and they don't say anything, but there are a lot of people watching you. You're a great inspiration. I was asked to protest with a friend of mine, Eric, in Tampa for Black Lives Matter. And you had just you had Facebook Live your march. And so I watched it. Okay. And I felt better, like, okay, because I like to see what I'm in for, you know. Plus, Absolutely. It was like this pandemic, and are people being socially distanced? And and I watched you, and I watched the group, and it was wonderful. So, you know, I commend you for also being a big part of making that difference, making an impact. We have to
Absolutely.
keep talking about it.
You just said the key word, impact. That's what it's all about. That's what inspires me every day. Every day.
Well, you inspire me.
Well, I'm honored, but I tell you, this is great that we actually can help one another. So that's what it's all about, and being able to help the generation that we live in today, in the world today, because people need hope. And I think this, as you said earlier, this is the best time to give everybody hope. You know, people are looking for answers to what's going on today, and really the biggest answer I can give them is trusting and believing the man above. And if you're a believer, then it's much easier to understand. But if somebody, whatever their religion is, I'm not here to condemn anybody, but I'm just here to spread love as I was inspired to do for others. So somebody did it for me. So that's what.
You know what I love though too? I mean, because I've been hearing this a lot with my friends in the Black community, you know, because I know that there's a lot of push for church and Jesus, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, okay?
Right.
But action goes right along with it. And
Absolutely.
I think your song speaks to that. You know, that it's go time.
It's like, go time.
We can't just pray it away. We have to take some action at the same time. Right?
Faith without works is dead. I'm a true believer in that. God works out for us, but we got to make the move. That's how we work our faith.
I love it. Well, Andre, before we go, you know I have to hear that song, so we have to play it as we fade out. We fade out on this beautiful Friday. I hope everybody stays safe, stays 6 feet apart, keep wearing that mask. But it's go time now. It's
go time. Enjoy, everybody. Enjoy. Go get the song.
Congrats. Yeah.
It's go time.
I love it.
It's go time. Hey, hey, hey. It's go time. Yeah.
It is go time. It's time for us to go too.
Yes.
But I'll tell you what, I'm going to make sure everybody hears about this song. Everybody, please do the TikTok challenge. Please help our friend Andre Jones get this song out. Let's, helping each other out. If you want to know a great mental health strategy, get out of self by helping somebody else out. And this
Amen.
is the opportunity to do this. So Andre, thank you so much for being here. I look forward to, showing off my TikTok video.
Thank you, Sherry. It'll be a great honor. I'm so grateful. Thank you again for allowing me to be here.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
Keep shining on other people. Keep making an impact, because I'm watching you as well.
Forever. It's go time.
It's
Thank
go
you,
time.
Andre.
Thank you.
Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye, everybody.
So don't forget, if you mention that you have seen the show or listened to the podcast, Thai Technology, 3 months for free.